So I'm going through my iPhone and going through my pictures, and all of a sudden I noticed that there are like 10 million selfies of my kid. So she's able to get on my phone and take pictures of herself and all of these wackadoo little faces that she makes. And of course, as a scrapbooker, I gotta make a page about that. Hey guys, welcome back to the Victoria Marie YouTube channel. Today I am making a layout called Changing Faces. I decided to print out some photos of my kiddo making funny face selfies and document it because, it's kind of a sign of this little generation, right? They're the most photographed of any generation and they're pretty tech savvy. And if you're a parent, then you probably know what it's like to have multiple selfies of your kid on your iPhone. So that's what this layout is all about. Let's get started. So when I'm working with multiple photos, I like to arrange them either in a collage or a grid. So I created this grid design using my PicFrame app. I uploaded the photo to my computer and then I just resized the photo and printed it on 8.5 by 11 paper using PowerPoint because I don't know how to use Photoshop. So that's how I manipulate my photos because it allows you to do that. It's a little bit more flexible. And because I'm using multiple colors on this layout, I printed the photo in black and white. Now I'm using all LE Studio products with the exception of this craft cardstock that is from Recollections. I have some cutoffs, some labels and things like that, as well as some sticker fonts that are just phenomenal. Also some puffy stickers, which I think LE Studio puffies are just amazing. I thought I was going to use some wood veneer there, probably not. And this awesome title builder stamp. Here are some puffy alphas, which I'm in love with, and I hoard them because they're fantastic. Using some leftover pattern paper scraps that I had from some previous LE Studio products. I want to say this is from their Family Fun collection, but I cannot remember. I'm going to post links to all available products in the description box and will be available on the Victoria Marie blog as well, so if you want to check that out. So what I did was I created a band of pattern paper at the top of the layout and a band at the bottom. This is an 8.5 by 11 layout. And because I wanted it to be an 8.5 by 11 layout, I wanted to make sure that I printed my photos smaller, which is why I chose the grid, so that I could have a multi-photo layout on a smaller landscape. So I'm going to bring over my photo, and as you can see, the black and white photo is very striking on the layout. It's going to make all the rest of the colors pop. Now I'm going to build out some clusters. LE Studios has the best cut-aparts, and I've been buying their cut-aparts for years. I love them. I love their labels and their die cuts and everything. It's absolutely fantastic. LE does a fantastic job at designing these elements for very clean and simple layouts. So I'm going to cluster up these labels. At the bottom, one says today, the other one says this, love the snapshot, and the other one is here's the story. So that's going to kind of be an anchor for some other things that I add to the layout. At the top, I'm building yet another cluster using some labels. So at first I thought I was going to use that blue label, then I swap it out for a label that says documenting life's moments. Behind that I have a green and white label as well as a white and orange label. And all these colors coordinate so well together, just beautiful, beautiful. Now I want to pop up my photo using some fun foam. So I'm going to adhere that to the entire part, well not the entire part, but at least to the middle of the photo, adding some adhesive, and I'm going to pop that on the background. By the way, as I'm getting this together, if you haven't subscribed to the Victoria Marie YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? Make sure you click the subscribe button and the bell indicator. That way you'll be notified each and every time I post a new video to this channel. Now that I have my clusters all built out, let's look at the title. So the title is going to be a combination of stamping and these puffy sticker fonts. So the first word that I want to stamp using, or from the title builder stamp set, which if you're going to get a stamp set from LE Studio, that is the stamp set you want. It has different phrases that you can build titles from, so you don't have to figure that out. It takes the guesswork out of the equation for you. So I'm using some black ink to stamp capturing rather. And then I'm going to use some of the yellow puffy font and I'm going to spell out the word faces. Now, at first I thought I was just going to leave it as capturing faces. Then I noticed on the stamp builder that there's a stamp that says your. So I'm going to add that as well. And here at this point, I'm thinking I need something else. So I grab the other stamp and it says your. And each of these stamps has a different font style, which is great. Then I grabbed some Ali Edwards ink, stamping ink, and I'm going to go through my swatch book. I recently made a swatch book out of a 4x4 album that I had sitting around, and I just spent an evening making some swatches of my inks so I know exactly how they look on the paper. And I go to the Columbia color, that's that blue color there that I'm pointing to, and that's what I want to use. However, it doesn't come out very well against that card. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp it. Of course, at this point, I don't realize that it's not going to be as prominent as I want it, and that's okay. I'm going to show you my fix for it here in just a second. So I stamp it down, and I'm like, oh, nope, that's a little bit too faint. So I come back over with some Memento black ink, Tuxedo black, and I stamp over it, and I kind of offset the black just a tiny bit, so now it looks like it's a ghosted stamp effect, and you see it more prominently in the photos. And of course, if you want to check out photos of this layout, then head on over to Victoria Marie blog to see the stills of this layout. So I'm going to go ahead and tuck in some more embellishments. So I grabbed some die cuts. I'm going to add a nice little blue star there to the top, a gray one at the bottom, and I'm just tucking those in behind those labels, giving it even more whimsy to the layout. I love adding stars and hearts and whatnot to my layouts. Then I have a red heart that I want to add there to the top because there's a little bit of red at the bottom. I want to go ahead and add some red at the top. And notice that the embellishment clusters are sort of positioned diagonally. And that's a really great way to bring some balance to your layout. Now, I'm not completely done with the bottom portion in terms of layering, and you're going to see what I add here in just a second. So I added another of those die cut stars, adding some Tombow mono adhesive behind that and tucking it behind the label that says, "Love this snapshot." Now, my favorite things from LA Studio outside of the labels and the cut aparts are the puffy stickers. So I add a puffy sticker that says Weekend Highlights, and then I'm looking at some other options to sort of accent the page. So I grabbed some puffy hearts. These are some of my favorites as well. And I'm going to sort of move this around the cluster a little bit until I decide where I want it to be. I know whenever I'm watching a process video and someone's trying to figure out where they want an element, it's like I'm talking to that person from my screen, like, put it here, put it there, put it here. And that's kind of what I'm thinking about in my brain as I'm trying to sort out where I want to put these embellishments. All right, so I finally commit to some positioning. So I put a yellow heart there at the top and a yellow heart at the bottom. And I still have many more of those puffy hearts to use on other projects. I reached for yet another puffy sticker set. This is from the Noteworthy collection. And I grabbed this puffy sticker that says Document It. I felt that the title needed something else. And so I go ahead and I put the word Document It there. And then I grab another puffy heart, a red puffy heart, to bring some red to that center part of the layout. And now I kind of have this diagonal layering thing going on. Then I thought, you know what, I need something else at the bottom. So I grabbed some more labels, some of the cut apart labels, because I needed a anchor for the word selfie. And I'm spelling out the word selfie with these really fun alpha tiles. And there we go. I just add that to the little label that says Days Like These. And then I add a green puffy heart and then a gray puffy heart there on that blue and white label. I'm going to call that done. And that added just a teeny bit more balance to the layout. Now, after I finish the layout, of course, I forget that I didn't add any journaling to this. So I will eventually add a little bit of journaling, just something simple like, you know, I love your sweet little selfie faces or something of that nature. There's not a ton of journaling that I need to do for this. The photos rather speak for themselves. To see still shots of this layout, make sure you head on over to the Victoria Marie blog. And before you go, yet again, if you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, make sure you do. When you click subscribe, click the bell indicator. That way you'll know each and every time I post a new video here on this channel. This video was made possible in part by the Victoria Marie Scrap Boss patrons. To learn more about becoming a patron, make sure you head on over to the Victoria Marie Scrap Boss patron website. The link is posted down below. Thanks so much for stopping by.